this is Bethany Gagne, founder of the Albany Peace Project. And many of you know that we've been fortunate enough to be given permission from the Institute of Heart Math to utilize their Heart Lock-In protocol. Here to talk more about that today is Nancy Griffis. Nancy, you are a licensed what?
I am a licensed heart math coach and building personal resilience coach.
Excellent. And so you see clients on a regular basis, teaching them
the heart math system, the heart math techniques for managing their emotional energies and for building personal resistance.
Right.
Resilience.
Resilience.
Imagine that.
Yeah, right.
Slip.
So, well, that's what you do. You teach people kind of how to overcome their resistance within themselves to build resilience, right?
Yes, that's right.
Right?
That's right. And one of the things that heart math does teach and that the skills require is that you actually begin to befriend things like your own resistance. So that when you feel yourself getting worked up, you know that that's happening. And then you can, with intention, shift those energies, actually shift your own physiology out of the stress response, where you want to either punch somebody, run away from them, or one of my personal favorites, the deer in the headlights, and bring in more effective and efficient attitudes, feelings, and actions.
And that's what people don't know. There's like a fundamental little switch we kind of, flip.
Yes, yeah, and it usually comes, it comes from, we've learned it. You know, so what the good news is for me, particularly with a system like the heart math system, is that we can learn new, more effective skills too. Because it's just a matter of learning. That's all.
Exactly. It's not magic, it's not woo-woo. It's just a reliable, repeatable path, And that's what's so elegant about the heart math tools, They just got it down,
It is. They have it down, and it can be applied to, we all have our own kind of favorite neural patterns that work for us, and then we have those ones that don't work for us very well anymore. And so once we see those patterns, we can begin to use these techniques that heart math has down, that are scientifically researched, so they know they work. It isn't magic. It actually changes the body, and then we actually can rewire our circuitry, our brain. It's like putting in, deleting old software and putting in updated software.
And we were talking earlier about how under times of great stress, how this work just shines. Can you talk a little bit about what you're talking about? Because you've been practicing for years and you're going through a life transition right now, and how powerful this work is holding you.
Yeah, that's right. Well, one of my big things is to be able to walk my talk. And my husband, Joseph, and I are going through a time right now that really puts that to the test. Joseph is old, which he says himself, and he's coming to his time to die. And so he's been on hospice since July. And so we are going through that time, which can be terribly stressful, which is certainly open to a lot of grief and loss, feelings that are very sometimes disempowering. And so what I'm finding as Joseph and I go through this together, that I have benefited so from all the practice that I did for all these years, because now I have some wiggle room. I don't.
Well, explain more what you mean by that. The wiggle room.
By wiggle room, it means that I have a reservoir of energy.
There's that resilience.
That's the resilience that I can draw upon. And I don't get to the point of being completely depleted before I'm able to make some sort of change, ask for help,
Right.
difficult emotions,
Right.
whatever it takes.
Right.
So I have this space now I can operate
Mm-hmm.
in, and I feel so much more. I'm going to use the word empowered because I really don't feel like I'm a victim of my circumstance.
Interesting. This kind of, right.
And so these tools have really helped me help myself.
Right.
In the same way that I help others help
Right.
themselves.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Out of victimhood and into self-empowerment,
Right.
really through love and through practice.
Right. And you were talking about feeling a grace, even this time that could be one of the most difficult times in life. You're feeling kind of a natural grace emerging.
We do. We both, Joseph and I, feel as though we're living in a very special time. Each day is indeed precious.
Right.
And you would think that, oh my goodness, we'd be crying all the time.
Right.
And we're not.
Right.
We're not. We do.
Right. Yeah.
It isn't that we never do.
Yeah.
We do. But we really are present for the joy.
Right.
And also, not a day goes by these days
Yeah.
where one of us, both of us, don't acknowledge and identify all the things we're grateful for in the other one.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than
No.
that. It really doesn't get
And I think that's such a good message for so many of us because, you know, I often say that it's kind of tragic that we tend to spend the time with the people we love the most at the end of the day when our energy is the most depleted, right?
True.
So it's like we've gone out, we've given our best to the world, and we come home and we're on fumes for our own family. And what I've learned is these resilience skills, these heart math skills, they enable me to come home and be the best, you know, and give me that space to recharge and be a much better mom, a more present mom, or, you know, that's what we all need to remember, that we're all on borrowed time, and that we're all need to always hit that refresh button and go, you know what, have I told you today that I appreciate you? Have I told you today that you mean the world, you know?
Yeah, that's right. And it's also in segments of the day. You know, like to prepare. I've actually changed my work schedule and things like that to be with Joseph early in the day when I am when I have my most energy, you know.
Yeah.
But to prep for whatever is next, whatever segment is coming next. If it's a client, if it's washing the dishes, if it's doing something for Joseph, and then at the end of that, resetting.
Right.
You know, maybe I didn't do that so well, or as well as I would like, or I didn't feel as great as I would. Well, no matter.
Right.
I don't continue on down that path as I did before I learned
Excellent.
darkness.
Yeah,
Yes.
good point.
I can stop it.
Right.
Right then and there.
Right.
Say, okay, what's more effective than maybe beating myself up? Or what's more effective than getting angry or impatient? What might work better? And then I change my breathing, which changes my physiology, and before you know it, my shoulders are down.
So true.
I'm taking a breath.
So true.
And
You know?
we got a new start.
Right.
Just within a matter of minutes.
Right, and that's that resilience that enables you to keep going, kind of, because you stop, resetting, you're recalibrating, you're kind of, you know, reorienting, you're like this work in action, Nancy.
True,
And
I am really living. So I kind of feel like now I really can endorse this, because when you're going, it's easy when you feel great.
Right,
and when things are going well, because you're confident, you're refreshed, you're thinking. But when you're being put to the test, as life does, I mean, you know, we become more conscious. We don't always like what we get, because we get more of everything.
Yeah, right.
We get more joy, we get more happiness.
So true.
We get more peace,
more of everything, right.
We get more disturbance, we get more impatience, we see our judgments more.
Yeah.
And so these skills have helped me help myself
Yeah.
to embrace that all.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I think, and what I remember from some of the heart math literature is this idea that when we become coherent, we kind of have a stable field so that we can kind of take in life and not lose our own balance because we're kind of stabilized.
Absolutely, and it's the fundamental building block, if you will, physiologically,
Yeah, right.
of that stabilization.
Yes.
So that, you know, we can't do a mental makeover, doesn't do it. If our thoughts
So true.
could make us change,
Yeah.
then everybody would be doing it.
Right. Right. It's so true.
But we have to stop thinking so much and get our physiology
Yeah.
online. And the first stop, right here.
Right.
Right here.
Right.
Right here. Below the neck.
Right,
It's the
right.
First stop. It's
Yeah.
just, you know.
I know you really get this, which is why I'm looking forward to your meditation today. And Nancy's going to be leading us in some of these wonderful, time-tested, proven skills. And
I'm happy to do it too.
yeah. And so if you want to reach Nancy, you can see, you have a website or anything?
I do have a website, and it's www.nancygriffis.com. I'm embarrassed to say it's a little outdated, but that's all right.
It's
It
okay.
has my phone number.
Exactly, there we go.
So you can get the updated version here.
Yeah, exactly. All right, thank you, Nancy, so much.
So welcome,
And
and happy to do this.
yeah, thank you.